Like, what are
Join
the
me as
type
I
of
dive
people
into
that you
business
hang around?
growth,
Like, what are the type of
personal
things that you
stories,
do?
and future ambitions.
How do people see you? Like, all of these things are going to impact me and my business and everybody else that we're working with and people who are dependent on us.
Is it safe to presume that you speak Spanish?
Yes, but not as much as I did when I was younger.
Okay.
When I was around 6 or 7, we were put in ESL. And that's when we moved to Maryland because in California, a lot of our teachers spoke Spanish. So it wasn't necessarily like you have to know how to speak English.
Okay.
And yeah, so I need to practice on it more to be more fluent than I am. But if you like drop me in Mexico, I'll be fine.
So, do you do any like outreach or any like business, like specific or like Spanish speaking only businesses?
No, but I'd really like to start doing that. And that's why our event this month on the 25th is I'm so excited about that to be able to branch out into that community. I've had so many people, specifically after my Black and Bougie exhibit, reach out and say, like, um, we love the work that you're doing, but when are you going to start doing some of this work for our community? Because like we need it, specifically the representation and the advocacy portion of your work. Like we need that, especially because you're connected and you speak English and a lot of us don't. And so that is something that I want to really focus on. And I'm hoping that these new interns or these people that I'm bringing on board to help will help alleviate this side of the business so that I can start growing that side as
So,
well.
how do you find these interns?
They're just people that I work with. Like the 4 people that I'm working with
Are they like
now.
college students, high school students?
No, they are adults.
Okay.
Yeah, and they own their own businesses that have crossed paths with my business and have said or approached me like, "Hey, like I would like to help you with Elevate. These are the skill sets that I have. How can I help you?"
What's your take on this? Like, so there's a lot of like people say like call it like fill in the blank business. Like,
Mhm.
example, like I'm a veteran.
Oh,
There's a lot of veteran owned business, right?
yeah.
But like a lot of these veteran owned businesses, they're like almost like, and you can like put any word you want to, Black, Hispanic,
Mhm.
whatever. They're like, hey, support me because I'm a veteran business, right?
Yeah.
Well, fine, I'll come to a couple of times, but you freaking suck each time I go. Like I'm gonna stop going, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they get mad at you because oh, my community doesn't support me.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a real business, right? So
Yeah.
what's your take on that?
Um, Again, balance, like, yes, I think specifically for veterans, I love veterans. I'm so grateful for you guys. I think that it takes a special person to be willing to risk everything for everyone. And I think that yes, those type of businesses that deserve our support just because of that, but also that business has a responsibility to deliver quality service, and you can't just expect people to keep coming just because if you're not willing to deliver quality service.
And the reverse side of that, you have a small business, go say veteran business, they're actually doing the right thing, they're successful,
Hmm.
and all their friends be like, "Hey, give me a discount." Hey,
Mm-mm.
and like, okay, you're not gonna get a discount from Beyonce or
Yeah,
these big or Tom Ford or Nike. Why
yeah,
are you expecting this small business owner to give you a discount?
absolutely. That even for me, like my primary amount of my business comes from people I don't know and not from people within my own circle. And I think as entrepreneurs, like that's the one of the first things we need to throw out the damn window. Like
Yeah,
your friends and your family ain't going to build your business.
no,
Like it's difficult for people to see someone who started where they started from doing something better than them.
yeah.
It's hard for them to have accountability to themselves and say like, well, Tommy's doing better than me because
Yeah.
he worked harder than me.
Although, like, I could have done that,
Yeah.
but you're not.
But you didn't.
But you didn't. Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously you couldn't. So a lot of ego gets in the way, I feel like, for like friends and
Yeah,
family to
that's a
support
good
you.
lesson, right? Like, you've been amazed how many people in your close circle you think should help you. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, they might like a post or do something, but as far as like
Yeah.
actually real help, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's a hard lesson you got to learn,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. I think that it took me, so we're like in year 4. It took me to year 2 to like give up those hopes and dreams.
Yeah. So, tell me about the nickname Fancy. How'd that come about?
Oh, so when I was in 6th grade, I had a best friend. His name was Alex. And I'm guessing that he saw it on the Jamie Foxx show because my name is Francesca. And he just came to school one day and was like, I think I'm gonna start calling you Fancy. I'm like, okay, whatever.
That's totally right.
Yeah, which was random
And it
because
stuck.
it stuck. And I wasn't even fancy, like a fancy person then. Like I was a tomboy until I was like I don't know, maybe like halfway through ninth grade.
Yeah.
So he just called me that, and then everybody ever since then has called me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't, or anything else you want to talk about?
Hmm. No, we talked about keeping people accountable, talked about the events. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Can you share your social media or other ways for people to reach out to you?
Yes. So on Instagram, the business page is at Elevate PRM, and that's ELEV, the number 8 PRM. And then I have a personal page, which isn't anything to write home about, but that's Fancy Pants, and you guys can message me on there as well.
And
Yep.
so you answer like the DMs and stuff on
Yes,
Instagram?
I answer everything myself. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yep.
And do you have like a personal assistant, or you doing all this stuff yourself?
No personal assistant,
Okay.
but here's hoping that we get to that point by
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Um, so do you have like a some kind of business goal for yourself by the end of the year? Like by the end of the year, you want to have like certain number of customers, certain number of revenue.
Mm,
Like what's the goal for next?
by the end of
Yeah.
the year, I would like to have someone who is set to be my executive assistant um, for growing purposes. I feel like that's necessary. And I feel like I would like to have my all the art exhibits already pre-planned for the next year ahead. Like I want to have my calendar solidified for 2025, no movement by the beginning of November of this year.
Okay.
So that I can really start the year off with like a good foot of organization, already having my sponsorship lined up, already having all my marketing material planned for the entire year, and just focus on promotion instead of all the other annoying things that have to be done behind the scene.
So how do you do your schedule? Like, do you like take 2 weeks vacation each year? You work 7 days a week?